Hey! So it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, it's been ages since I've made a video. Well, here's what's been happening. I kind of went through crafting burnout for a little while there, and I ran out of steam, and I just needed time to reset and recharge the batteries. Also, summer hit, and where I live, even though it's supposed to be one of the coldest parts of the country, in the summertime it gets really hot. Like the last few days we've had temperatures of 32, 34 degrees Celsius, which is around the 90 degrees Fahrenheit mark. So you can imagine if that's outside, what's it like inside? It's pretty hot. My little studio here is a bit like a sauna on sunny days. It gets stinking hot, like 40 degrees plus on a really hot day. Celsius. And I couldn't tell you what that is in Fahrenheit, but probably over 100. But I have done some crafting since I last saw you guys. I've had plenty of ideas. Problem with me, I'm a little bit like I've got ADHD when it comes to crafting. I'll get lots of ideas and not stick with any of them long enough to carry them out most of the time. But I'll show you some of the things I've done. Some of them are funny. Okay, so start off with Mr. Nessie. Brought himself a couple of different sized teapots. He's a tea drinker. Brought himself some teapots because he decided he wanted to drink leaf tea. So he wanted cozies to keep them warm. Here's the first one. It's a pig. I didn't have proper patterns for any of these. I just kind of made them up as I went along. And as you can see, they're a little bit grubby now, but that's because they've been used, and that's what we want. The next one is my sixth sense of humour coming into play, and that's a dead sheep. I had seen a pattern for something similar where the head sort of stuck up and the sheep looked a little bit more alive and was just having a nap, except that pattern was all in Russian, and you know, my acrylic's not that great, as in non-existent. So I had to fudge my way around it. Made a couple of little poisonous toadstools, and it always gets a laugh from people. I mean, if you look closely enough, you can see the poor sheep's got its tongue hanging out and crosses for eyes, that sort of thing. One of the more recent things I made, I got inspired by a crafty YouTube channel that I watch. Shout out to Dark Raven Designs, I believe it's called, off the top of my head. I should have looked it up, but I forgot. I can put a link somewhere in the description to the channel, and you can check them out if you want. But one of the things she had made recently was shrunken heads. So I made one. Now this was made with paper mache basically, and it was surprisingly simple. It just took me a little while to get all the bits and pieces together. Like my masking tape had lost its stick because it had been sitting in storage for so long, so I had to buy some more and then take time to sculpt it with paper mache and let it dry between each layer, and then all the painting, and yet again fighting with the hot glue gun and trying not to give myself third-degree burns. But I thought that turned out pretty good. On happy accident, because I had this sitting in my living room on the coffee table for a while and trying to clean up for Christmas Day. I thought, where the heck am I going to put this? And I just quickly hung it in the Christmas tree. And then I forgot about it, and I took a photo of my Christmas tree, showed it to my friends, saying, yes, we're ready for Christmas. And one of my friends who's also into quirky things, she spotted it straight away. And then she sent me a picture of her Christmas tree, which had a little green man that I made her, a little Martian man. And she had him sitting in her tree. So I'll put photos of these up now. Oh, I forgot to tell you something about this one. Gosh, it's ADHD, ADD, you know, I'm all over the show. Okay, so see this hanging in my tree. It actually triggered off yet another crafting idea that I had. You know, Christmas tree decorations for people who are not into the usual Christmas stuff. I have a niece who is very much into skulls. You know, I know a lot of people who are into more paranormal type things. So imagine a series of these, like shrunken heads and skulls and alien heads and maybe a UFO or cryptid monsters like Bigfoot or a Nessie monster or you could do a how do you even pronounce it, a chupacabra or whatever, but then I'm never quite sure what the heck they look like. You know, maybe a werewolf or something. Dogman? Who knows? I mean, you're limited by your own creativity, but can you imagine the comments you get from people on your very unusual Christmas tree decorations? But I think that would look great, quite frankly, nestled amongst the greenery or the tinsel on your tree. Yeah, you know, I think that'll look pretty cool. Another thing I noticed on that Dark Ravens Designs channel was how to make a shadow box. There's been a few times that I've wanted to make a craft project in a shadow box, but I could never find one that was for sale that was affordable or the right size that I wanted. And it never occurred to me how simple it would be to make one. But she demonstrated on Dark Ravens Designs using simple things like a picture frame. Oops, I was sitting on top of it. And a piece of foam board. So, guess what? There'll be a shadow box in the works at some stage in the future. I don't know when, and I don't even know what will be in it. But it'll be there. I mean, it may end up being the way I construct a book nook that I wanted to make. It's one of many, many ideas that have yet to come to fruition. Anyway, I would love to hear how everyone's Christmases went. If you've been doing any crafting and creating over the break, and if you made any New Year's resolutions. I don't think I have made any resolutions myself, just to find inner peace and really enjoy life more. I don't mean going out and partying or whatever, but finding the joy in life, you know, and looking at my little blessings around me and recognizing what good things I do have. I think that's it for now. It's just a bit of an update to see where I'm at. I'd love to see what you've been up to, because I actually miss you guys. I really like the feedback I get from you and the interaction that we have. So I hope you all had a great Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate, and you're going to have a prosperous and happy and healthy New Year. And I'd love to hear from you guys again. See you later.